What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel Imagining Tech. Peace and love to all the viewers all over the world. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So today I have a very exciting and a very important episode because I want to talk a little bit about the Longtail phenomenon, a term that was coined by a guy named Chris Anderson in 2006 when the internet was first starting to reach its scale. He created this theory about the internet and how it works and how powerful this theory is. I'm going to explain to you guys because I truly believe that people who understand how the long tail works is going to be a big indicator and a big difference between success on the internet and failure on the internet, because the internet is just 2019 and the internet is not going anywhere, guys. It's fully at scale now. It's only going to become more high speed, and everything's just going to get faster and faster and faster. So you really need to understand how big this internet thing is, and understanding the long tail theory will be critical, important if you are an investor in this space, if you are a content creator on the internet, if you want to become an entrepreneur, create businesses. You need to understand this long tail theory. So there's a thing called Pareto's rule, and if you don't know what Pareto's rule is, definitely make sure to look it up. It's very important to understand. But basically, it says that 80% of the effects are caused by 20% of the actions or causes. 20% of the causes. Now, that's been how our society's been structured up until we've had this high-speed internet. Basically, what that means is that it basically means that 20% of the effort determines 80% of the results. Now, let me explain further what that means. It means that there is a whole massive long tail that exists that's not being utilized and taken advantage of. Meaning that the 20% of hits that we see, like in every single industry, whether it be movies, whether it be TV shows, whether it be products, like that 20% of the major hits that we've all grown accustomed to. And this idea of, because when I was growing up, we had celebrities, but you got to think about it. Like when my parents were growing up, there was even less celebrities. And then when I started growing up, there was more celebrities because there was more access. More people had opportunity to make movies. Back in the day, like there was literally, they had radio. Like that was it. You know what I mean? So you had a radio personality, and you then eventually you got a couple channels on your TV. So then it introduced more people to get a little bit of fame and notoriety. But back in the day, in order to be famous, you had to kind of be like a politician or some really rich guy who was just famous because he was rich, or some sort of entrepreneur, somebody who created a business. But today, in 2019, that's no longer the case. Like literally, we all have smartphones, we all have access to computers, we all have access to internet. Like I could literally make a video today and it could go viral, or somebody could make a video and it could be just funny stuff. Like there's a group of guys that I follow called RDC World, and they make funny videos. And they made a video talking about the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And now millions of people can view that video. So this is 2019. That's something that would have never been possible for my parents or my grandparents. So because of that, we're going to naturally have a lot more celebrities, a lot more opportunities to feed this internet machine attention. So that's basically what Pareto's rule is stating, that 20% is actually the hits. 20% is like the greatest movies of all time. Those movies that everybody considers to be the top ones, the great ones, the Matrix or the Titanic or Star Wars. These people, the movies that people say, these are the greatest movies of all time. But now with the internet at scale and with technology such as Golem, if you guys have never heard of Golem, it's a cryptocurrency project built on the Ethereum network. that is going to decentralize computing power. So you're going to be able to join a network and share computing resources on a decentralized network. I used to be real big in it back in the day. I haven't really checked on it in years, but that is a very super interesting project. I'm actually going to link to them in the description box below. But yeah, guys, like pretty soon we're going to enter a world where anybody will be able to create a movie, and everybody will be able to express themselves in terms of a movie, because everybody will have access to CGI, and the prices of developing a movie are considerably going down. Camera cost and microphones, things that used to cost like a whole bunch of money back in the day, now are made, because of capitalism, a lot more affordable to average people like me or you. So you can now make a movie that could potentially, even if it doesn't become viral or doesn't it doesn't really become like the most popular movie of all time, even if it just was shown to 10,000 people and those 10,000 people really enjoyed your content, like, I'm sure that would make you feel good. I think that would be, rewarding to you. So that's what excites me, and that's what I'm so excited about, what the internet is possible to do, what it's capable to do. Now, let me give you an example of how the Longtail theory works in the sense of products. Now, Amazon, we know Amazon is the biggest online retailer in the world. Amazon has had plenty of success since the dot-com bubble. It pretty much came up, and now Amazon is the biggest online retailer. And one of the biggest reasons they've had so much success is because of the Longtail theory. Now, the Longtail theory basically allows them to attack niche markets. Sorry about that, guys. I guess my phone crashed. I don't know what happened. But basically what I was saying is, if you go into a storefront, like Walmart, for example, your local Walmart, Walmart's job is to present you with items, to put items on their shelves that you are going to find attractive, that are going to be top sellers. They can't put something on the shelf that only a couple people buy, because they're going to look at their analytics and say, there's not a lot of people buying this, and I only have a limited amount of shelf space, or a finite amount of shelf space. Let me go ahead and take this product off the shelf and replace it with something that's going to be more popular or be a better seller. And that's what you have to do when you have a limited amount of shelf space, because obviously Walmart wants to maximize their profits. Now, Amazon, being a completely online retailer, does not have this problem, because they have an infinitely deep catalog. So they can list whatever product that they want, and they realize what's so smart about that is it's utilizing the Longtail theory, because there are so many niche products that maybe I like, or me and a small community like, and we would be willing to purchase every single month. Maybe it's a specific vitamin, or it's a specific skincare or hair care product. Now you can put that on the shelf, because there's no real shelf, and you can sell that to people, and you can have them on a subscription service to buy it every single month. And again, like you open, when you can list any item you want, it opens up the doors to so many opportunities to sell to so many different demographics, and that's something that Walmart can't do. It's the same type of situation in platforms like Netflix and platforms like iTunes. This is why these type of platforms are having so much success. There used to be a store called Blockbuster. I don't know how many of you guys remember Blockbuster. I was growing up, there was a store called Blockbuster. It was a video store. You could go to Blockbuster and you could buy videos, you could rent videos, and it was a normal thing. That's what people did. Like, if you wanted a new movie, this was before Redbox, this was before Netflix. Like, people went to Blockbuster and they rented videos, and then when they were done, they came and they returned them. But what we saw is the Longtail theory was ultimately way too powerful for Blockbuster. So when Netflix came along and they could offer so much more different type of content, and so many different more movies because of the infinite shelf space, like I said, and reduce their overhead costs dramatically and drastically, well, then we saw that there was no longer a need for Blockbuster. And just like that, one of the most popular video stores in America was gone in like a couple years. Like, it was literally boom, every store in America. Like, the internet literally killed their business. You know, Netflix killed them. And this, like, no business is safe. You know, I just want to make that very clear, and that's why this education, I think, is super important to understand this long-tail theory, especially if you're going to be an entrepreneur. There's so much opportunity right now with the advent of the internet, because there's so many businesses that are going to be displaced. And if you understand how artificial intelligence works, how blockchain works, how deep learning works, you're going to be so ahead of the game. And you don't have to understand these things at the highest level. You just need to understand how they work and how they're going to affect the business and international landscape, and how you can use this education to take advantage. Because believe me, guys, so many industries are going to be displaced. You know, that's just the facts. Like, that's just the facts. Blockchain has the ability to displace so many businesses that have existed for so many years because of the inherent ability of blockchain to eliminate a third party. So I say that again, guys, for all of my entrepreneurial minded people. You know, it's not all about investing. You know, investing is great. You should be an investor. Everybody should invest their money, because ultimately money is going to grow bigger and faster and quicker that way than leaving your money inside of a bank and getting 1.5 getting interest that's not going to beat the inflation. So, you know, absolutely invest. Everybody should be investing. But this is also important for a career aspect, and for all my entrepreneurial type people. So yeah guys, 2019, you know, a couple months will be in 2020, guys. We're really gonna see some major exciting developments taking place. You know, I believe 2020 will be the year of blockchain at scale. It's going to be an exciting year for everybody, guys. Get in now. Get in before the herd. Get in before the crowd. That's the best way to move. That's the only way to move. You know, and you'll be thanking yourself. You'll be thanking yourself for years to come. You know what I mean? Like, education and perspective and knowledge is an insight is the most powerful thing that, you know, we can have. And, you know, it's our ability to just share that with as many people as we can and try to help out as many people as we can, guys, because the future is here and it's coming fast and it's coming hard, guys. So thanks again so much for watching, guys. If you're new here, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you appreciated this video content, I appreciate all the views. Thank you guys so much once again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.